Everyone for taking the time. I'm Neha. Joining us in the session is Padma. She's going to be the trainer. And in today's session, we'll be discussing about the 𝗤𝗄𝗡 program as a whole, very briefly, course and course components, and the program inclusions. And then in the end, we're going to have a Q&A session as well. So to begin, let's start with 𝗤𝗄𝗡 in the training program. I will give you a very brief overview of the program and what it entails. To put it shortly, 𝗤𝗄𝗡 was primarily established as a company that provided ICT education and job empowerment opportunities to international candidates, much like yourselves here in Australia. So the training aims to help the candidates with a special focus on international candidates to successfully navigate the Australian and global job landscape. And since our establishment, we have helped like a significant number of people land jobs in the field of IT and accounting. And our success rate stands at 100% when it comes to making sure our candidates land a job, especially for accounting. And one of the primary goals of 𝗤𝗄𝗡 is to help candidates navigate the Australian job landscape without wasting your time and finances, or without letting you have mental strain. So we're going to guide you every step of the way. So basically, what you can see the 𝗤𝗄𝗴𝗶 program is that it's like a direct beeline from point A to point B. Point A being where you are, and point B being the job. So 𝗤𝗄𝗡 is like a bridge that is gonna, close that gap between you and landing a job, especially in Australia. So moving on to the training program. These are the core components of our 𝗤𝗄𝗡 functions. So there are basically two core components. The first one is the training, which is basically the software training. It is usually 1.5 months for accounting. And once the software training is done, you move on to career counseling, which is the second component. I'll talk a little bit about career counseling right now, and Padma, she's your trainer, she'll be talking about the software training. So this is how the program works. By combining these two components, you enroll, you do the software training first, and then we provide the career counseling later on. So in career counseling, in practicality, you need to gain the technical skills, but like the overall aim of the program is to make you a good asset, and that includes behavior skills as well. And all your behavior skill training is going to get covered in career counseling. As you can see on the screen, in the career counseling session, we cover your resume building elements, your cover letter building elements, your LinkedIn profile. We also conduct mock interview sessions, and we help you with drafting professional and business emails. Because we understand that as international candidates here in Australia, navigating the career marketplace is obviously different from the country where we are originally from. It's definitely different from the job process back in Nepal or India or wherever we are from. Like comparatively, in Australia, it's much more difficult if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know the correct navigations. So all of this we're gonna get covered in career counseling. So these are some of the benefits that we provide during the program. So let's take a look at some of them. So this is basically to answer your question, if you have, of why to choose 𝗤𝗄𝗡 in the first place, because there are lots of other options available. There are lots of free options available as well. But in contrast to all of that, this is all of the benefits you're going to get as opposed to going with any other options. So number one is live and personalized learning. So, unlike pre-recorded courses, our program offers a very personalized attention, and it offers a very tailored experience. This means that Padma, she can adopt the content and the pace to suit your individual needs and provide a very focused guidance based on your strengths and weaknesses. Both online in-person attendance is available. So whether online classes are better than physical classes kind of depends on your individual preference and your specific circumstance. In our case, both formats are available. Both formats have their merits as well. If you are in New South Wales, you can visit our office in Hurstville for an in-person session. But if you are literally anywhere else in Australia or wherever you are, you can do it online as well. So next one is 6 months leeway. So what this means is if you join the course, but for whatever reason you cannot attend the course anymore, like you have to fly back home, you have to put your account on hold, for any reason at all, what we do is we can provide you a 6 months leeway. So this means that you can put your account on hold for 3 to 6 months, and within this time frame, you can rejoin the course again without having to pay any sort of extra charges. Next one, no program limitations. This means that usually with other programs, what happens is you do the program and then after that, you're basically left on your own. But with 𝗥𝗏𝗃, this is perhaps one of the best benefits. No program limitations means that you will be under 𝗥𝗏𝗃's wings until you land the job, no matter how long it takes. Next one, real world projects. So our training program emphasizes very practical, it's very hands-on, and everything is like you're going to be learning through real world projects instead of very heavy theoretics. Unlike the history, like in universities, for example, where they teach you like the history of mathematical formulas and trigonometry and whatnot and all these things. So all of the fluff is eliminated. We are only going to be focusing on real world projects, what actually happens in the career landscape. That is the only focus. So it's all very real world. It's basically like you'll be jumping from one job to the next. And obviously class recording, you will be provided with the recordings of each class, so you can also revise at your own pace, at your own time as well. And Padma can talk a little bit more about this during her slides as well, but these are just some of the potential job opportunities you can access once you complete the course. So as you can see on the screen, you can apply for like accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll administrator, assistant accounting, basically entry-level roles into the accounting field. Once you complete the course, there are lots of opportunities you can access. Again, these are some of the reasons why 𝗥𝗏𝗃 is the best. The curriculum is created by industry veterans. Like Padma has been in the industry for a long time. She's still active right now as well. So she knows what the career landscape is like, what the HR people in accounting look for. So you're going to get like very detailed information. And basically our entire foundation of 𝗥𝗏𝗃 is to help international candidates basically. So, that is what we built our program upon. So if you're an international candidate who's struggling right now to get a job, then basically this program is the best choice for you right now. And like I said, you're going to get guidance until you land the job, no matter how long it takes. And next one is 𝗥𝗏𝗃 is also a great place to build networks as well. We have a lot of previous students and alums of the training program who have gone on to get better positions at better companies, and we are still in touch with them as well. So we have a very vast network, so which can be beneficial for you later on. Because our alums and training people, our candidates, they can also let us know if there are any job openings in their company. So, internal network is very strong. It's also a great choice. And next one, again, real world projects, no fluff. There's ample flexibility, there's lots of cooperation, and obviously we have a self-paced study e-module with our academic management program as well. So next one is program preparation. So basically you're going to need these three software. The first one is Teams. We used to use Skype before, but since Skype is shutting down, everyone is kind of just migrating to Teams. It is free to download. It's basically like Skype. So everyone, once you enroll, you're going to get grouped into your Teams chat group, and everyone's going to be there, including your trainer. So anytime if you have any confusion or anything like that, you can just directly ping on Teams. Next one obviously is Zoom for online classes. And last one is AMS. So Academic Management System is a portal that 𝗥𝗏𝗃 created. Once you enroll, we're going to give you the access to this AMS portal, and you can access your class recordings. You can access like your study materials, and everything is going to be here in this one portal for easy access for everyone. And these are some of the frequently asked questions. We're going to visit this back once again after Padma's slide. But for now, this is just the basic introduction of 𝗥𝗏𝗃, and I'll be handing over the presentation to Padma now.
Okay, so I'll share my slides. So this is Padma. I will be your tutor for this session. As we discussed this session, this job ready program will be the short one. We are trying to do the fast track one. So that will only cover the skills that you need. So main skills that you guys need. Are you guys able to see my screen? Yes, right?
Yes, Padma.
Okay. Yeah. So to get into the entry-level job market for finance and accounting, you basically need 3 or 4 skills. So that will be accounts payable, that's top notch, and accounts receivables and payroll. So side by side, you need to also know about the BAS, that is GST implications, that normally deals with the accounts payable and receivables that we will deliver, and also the bank reconciliation to match all the transactions that you do on accounts payable and receivables. So we will be teaching accounts payable 1, accounts receivable 2, payroll, and then side by side it will be side by side there will be like other 2 skills that you need to perform those duties. That will be BAS, business activity statement, and you also need to know how to reconcile the bank statements. Whenever you receive bank statement, you just have to match the transactions in your software and in your bank account. That's called reconciliation. So these skills are the most that you need to get into the entry level role. So other extra skills we're not going to cover on this course because we're trying to do the fast track, and then we will be finishing this course within 1 month. So we aiming by January, because the moment the job market will open, because this is the December, that means the Christmas break will start from like next week, 2 weeks, and probably people will be back from Jan first week, and job market will be open from there. So by that time, you will be very much ready to enter into the market and then apply for the jobs. So the topic that we're going to cover is accounts payable. Pretty good pay. They pay pretty good if you're handling end-to-end accounts payable. That includes in receiving the invoices in your system, in your emails or maybe physical or something, and then entering them into the system, paying the people, sending them the remittance advice, communicating with those suppliers about any sort of miscommunication, or maybe if there is an issue in the bills. Handling the AP mailbox is normally called end-to-end accounts payable. That also include getting the approval from CFO for the, all those what is called payment threshold. So you will learn how to do those things in our class. So this is the position description whenever you try to apply for the accounts payable role. So you need to do the payments run. You also need to do the processing invoice, statement reconciliation. As I said, reconciliation just comes side by side. It's not any sort of extra job that you do. It just comes side by side. Settlements, handling the AP mailbox, supporting the Board of Finance team, driving process improvement and changes, handling supply queries, and assisting monitoring and leading junior AP officials, assisting with month end. So these are the position descriptions whenever you apply for an accounts payable officer. Most, if you just go and check on SICK or maybe the LinkedIn, most of the job description will definitely look like this. So basically every single job, whenever you apply for accounts payable role, you need to know how to do the invoice processing, payment management, or maybe payment processing, reconciliation, and vendor subcontractor payment is just your communication skills. We're not going to teach you that. That is your interpersonal skills. And record keeping, reporting, compliance part will be always there. So all of these things you will learn in our first class, accounts payable. That will be the first chapter of our class. So you will be learning all those things on this particular chapter, and you will be ready to apply for those sort of jobs. So the second one will be accounts receivable. Also, pretty good pay. They will be paying you around 60 to 75. Also, if you just go for like bigger company, the salary range will go up to 85, even for the entry level role. Same thing, it's just the opposite of accounts payable. That is, accounts receivable normally deals with the sales factor of the company. That means the money incoming. So similar way, you need to likewise you have processed the bills that you receive from other people. So here what you do is you will receive the sales order from the sales department of your company, and then you will have a customer details, and you have to processing the invoice, send those invoices to the customer, communicate with the customer if there is any queries or maybe queries from the customers about the product or service that you have done, or maybe any pricing issues or something. So that will be the communications skills. And you also need to follow up if the payment is not made on time. So not everybody going to pay you guys on time, even if you have processed the invoices saying, okay, this is the payment terms, within 15 days you have to make a payment or some sort of things. So you also need to do the follow-up sort of thing. And then once you receive the payment on your bank from those people, those customers, you have to come back to the system and then allocate that payment to the particular invoice. So that's your end-to-end accounts receivable functions. So again, same thing. You're going to assisting the people, issuing the invoices, sending those invoices to the people. So this is the job duties. It pretty much say the same thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So oversight of entry, receivable processing, including invoicing, billing, direct debits, and then collection. It is mainly focused on you will send out the invoices to the customer. You will follow up for the payments. You will communicate with the customers. And once you receive the payment, you will clear out that payment from the system, and then you will do the reconciliation. That's the accounts receivable process. So we're going to learn the whole thing in our second class. That will be our second class. So the last one is payroll. You will know about the payroll as well. Payroll is the process of paying the staff, but that deals with a lot of compliance issues. You have to deal with the tax. You have to deal with the superannuation. You have to deal with the leave and entitlements and then leave loading sort of thing. You also do have other sort of compliance like payroll tax, and then all other, if your company operates in a different what is called different NSW, or maybe if you are in Victoria, they do have a different rules and regulations. You also deals with the fair work. You also deals with the staff sort of thing. So it does have a lot of compliance rules and regulations. So we're going to learn all those rules and regulation in our probably the first half, and then we will learn when somebody join your company how you're going to onboard them. And whenever somebody leave your company, you have to offboard or maybe terminate them. How you do that? How you deals with the three different kind of people. They will. I mean, in one company, you will have a part-time staff. You will have a full-time. You also will have a casual staff. So you will know how to process the payment for those three peoples. You will also learn how to enter the timesheet into the system, how to track track the timesheet, and then all those leave entitlement balance sort of things on the payroll. So you will basically learn end-to-end payroll again, how to allocate the superannuation and PAYG tax, how to do the payments run and then pay the staff, how to do the onboarding when somebody join your company, how you do the offboarding whenever somebody leave your company. So all of those things we're going to learn on this payroll chapter. So as I say, side by side, you will also learn the BAS, that's business activity statement, basically deals with the GST part, and that GST is basically comes from accounts payable and receivables. So we will be learning that one as well. So basically our technical class will contain these skills, and I will be aiming to finish this as soon as possible so that you can just jump into the next chapter. Yep, this is it all from my side. I'll take any questions later on if you do have. Yep, that's all from my side. This is the skills that I'm going to cover in our short course.
Okay, now I would like to hand over to Rajan. Rajan, you can start your slide. I think you are mute.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Cool. Thank you, Sudhi. I'll just share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Let me just make it big. Oh. Perhaps. Hello, everyone. My name is 𝗬𝗲𝗄𝗏, and I have got background on human resource management. I have experience of working in different Australian companies here as a HR. So some of them are like 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃, which works in the IT industry. Similarly, like another like a travel corp where it works in the field of tourism and travel. And today I'll be talking about the things that we're going to cover in our human resource and people and culture courses that we're going to do as a crash course. If you really want to get into HR, then these are the career prospects where you can get into, like a HR generalist, HR coordinator, human resource advisor, HR specialist, all of this. If you want to get into HR, you can get into these roles. And basically, people think that like HR is just like a hiring and firing, which is definitely wrong. They have like different department within HR, like a talent acquisition department, learning and development department, cultural department, all of those. So depending on the size of a company, if it's a small company, one HR does all those jobs. But if it's a big company, then like there can be like more than 10 people. Like the latest company in which I was as a HR, which was travel company, 𝗘𝗺. In that company, we had 10 HR for whole company. And it was looking for whole staff working in Australia as well as New Zealand. So these are the career prospects that you can have if you want to get into HR. So these are some of the roles that are in the market, which I went through some of the job platforms and like just captured them. Yep, like a human resource coordinator, HR advisor, like even Defense Force keeps on like putting ad for human resource roles. And like this was the latest data that I figured out regarding the job opportunities. Currently, there are like at least 2,668 role in the market, and the basic salary is like 83K for the full time. And in next 5 years, there is a projection that like at least the job growth would be high by 13.1%. And like when you start a role in human resource or like people and culture department, the entry level starts from 65 to 80K, depending on like the size of a company. And like if you go on an hourly basis, then it can be like $35 to $40 per hour. Sorry. Yep. And like there's a high chance that like the role is going to get more bigger and bigger in future. The simple reason is because like before there was a time where like every HR role was being outsourced. Later, what company realized is that like the more they outsource, they could not maintain the Australian culture here. That's why like they've started to rehire HR in the company again. And like this would be the teaching technique that I'll be following. Like there would be like theory and class discussion. And after that, like there will be tutorial session as well. But like as we're going to do the crash course, that's going to finish in a 4 week. So like this definitely come down to 4 weeks from 6 weeks. And like probably like we'll be having like 2 classes in a week. Like these are the course overview that we're going to go through, in which we're gonna have in our classes. In the first one, like we'll be definitely talking on the HR and recruitment trend in Australia and the process that we follow in Australia for recruitment. Like if you have worked in HR in other companies or like in other countries, then like the process that we follow in Australia and the process that we follow in other countries are totally different. So we'll be going through all of them. Like we're gonna go through like how job descriptions are written and like what are the things we need to mention in the job description while we write them, and what are the things that we can mention and what are the things we can't mention. We'll be talking on all of that as well. And we'll be also going through the trend that is going in Australia regarding the recruitment. And like after that, like we'll be also talking on the onboarding and offboarding process that happens. Like it's not that like after hiring someone, like your job is done. We should also learn like how we onboard the staff when they are joining the company. We'll go through each steps there and like things that we should not miss while having onboarding of a staff. Similarly, like we also need to go through the offboarding process when staff leaves the company. So we'll be also going through every step that's needed to be taken care of while we do offboarding. And every country have their own HR regulations, same with Australia as well. And the regulations regarding to HR is getting changed every time in Australia, and like we have to be updated about that. And I'll be also teaching you guys how to look for the regulations and like how to refer them. And working in a HR, like you have to be really, really aware of the company policies as well as the policies that are made compulsory by the government. In this lesson, like we'll be talking on like how to create a policies as well as like how to implement them. In the same way, we'll be also talking about the human resource information system, which is known as a HRIS. And in our case, we'll be learning 𝗖𝗄𝗏 and also like other human resource information system that is implemented in a company. But like I can make you sure that like if you learn 𝗖𝗄𝗏, then you'll be able to use other system as well. Like the basic of the all systems are same. It's just that like you need to learn the basic and like get your hands used to with that. And another thing that we'll be covering would be employee relationship and cultural aspect of HR. So in employment relationship, we'll be talking about union and like how, if we have to work with union, then how we're going to deal with that. And like how we keep proper record of like a relationship with all these unions as well as like employees. And similarly, in the employee relationship part, we'll be also talking about the issues that employee will be having in a company and the way to deal them. Furthermore, we'll be also talking about like a cultural aspect of HR. HR just does not do like recruitment and admin job. They also have look after the cultural side, like organizing Christmas parties or like celebrating someone's birthday or like any anniversary events. We'll be also learning how to plan those events and like execute them properly. And one of the least popular department of HR is L&D, which is learning and development. In this, like we'll be learning how to run the training sessions in a company, and like also how we convince employee to join those training program. We'll be looking onto all those basics. And in the same way, we'll be also looking into the performance review that is done in employees. Like in some companies they do yearly, in some companies they do a quarterly basis, and there are some companies which does like in every 2 months. So like we'll be going through all those as well. And in companies, as a HR, you'll be writing different HR letters, and different letters are written in a different way. So we'll be going through that as well. And in the same way, like you have to organize different kind of survey in a company to figure out like how the culture is going, how the recruitment process or like any HR processes that's going in a company to see like whether it's going in a proper way or not. So we'll be looking into different techniques of survey that we can use to collect the data and information in a company. Those are the main things that we'll be covering in the session in our crash course. And if there's anything that comes in between and you feel like you want to learn, then just bring it to me, and like I'll try to answer all those during the sessions. That's all from my end.
All right. So regarding the frequently asked questions, we usually get some questions from our candidates usually. One of the questions that we usually get for accounting is that, is there any way that we can get into accounting without having any sort of prior experience in this field? We don't have academic background in accounting. For example, I'm transitioning from IT. Can I still join the course and land a job? Maybe Padma, can you answer this one? Or Rajanji, either one is fine.
Yeah, probably I'll answer this one. So to get into the entry-level market, you definitely don't need any sort of accounting or financial background. If you're just talking about entry-level to mid-term, suppose you want to get into the accounts payable officer role, and then once you learn good enough, you can get up to the mid-level. That probably is the financial accountant once you develop your analytical skills and everything. So get into the entry level and mid level, you definitely don't need the degree, any financial degree. You can transition from IT to something else, maybe something else. But later on, if you want to achieve more, you probably need to do some sort of diploma or something like that, or maybe join the CPD course. But to get into up to midterm, you can definitely coming from the IT or maybe some other background to the finance is okay. So
And what
that's what.
about,
Mhm.
and one question for Rajanti as well, I think, like, is it any different for HR roles either? Do you need to have prior experience of any kind? Or is it all right if you just do the program and you'll be eligible for entry-level roles in HR?
You should be totally fine with the training course that we're going to provide to get into entry level role. Like getting into entry level is not that hard, and like we'll be definitely providing all the basics that's needed to get into the HR role.
Okay.
So,
Another question we usually get is about software. So is there like any sort of, can you tell me a little bit about what software we'll use? Is it free? How is that going to work out? And like, is there any sort of prior equipment that we need or anything like that?
basically, we'll be using 𝗬𝗶𝗶 as our HRIS system to train here in our crash course. And like once you are aware how to use 𝗬𝗶𝗶, then you'll be definitely be capable to use other system as well. Like I have experience of working like on 𝗬𝗶𝗶 and Workday, so both of them are almost like the same. So if you know the basic system, then like definitely you'll be able to work on other as well. And the reason why we've chosen 𝗬𝗶𝗶 is Australian system built in Australia, and like it's getting quite popular in Australia. So that's the reason why we've chosen 𝗬𝗶𝗶 as our HRIS system.
Is it
to work on.
free or like subscription based? How does that work?
Okay, it would be like probably like last time when I checked, it was free for like a few weeks, but like we'll definitely check it again, and like if it's needed to be purchased, then we'll be getting from our end and like providing to the student.
Okay.
Okay, talking about the accounting, we're going to use MIOB, and then that provides 2 weeks of free subscription. So I'm planning to finish all those technical aspects in 2 weeks. Probably we run the 3 classes, so that will be free. Yeah.
Okay. And bringing it back to the participants, 𝗵𝗶𝗶, would you like to tell a little bit about your circumstances? Have you been applying to jobs lately? Have you started applying?
No, I haven't applied anywhere.
Okay, so you haven't really started on accounting, but you're looking to transition, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your background as well, so that other participants can know?
I worked as accountant back in Nepal,
Mm-hmm.
and here I'm working as working in grocery as
Okay.
a cashier.
Yeah.
So I'm looking
Yeah,
for
definitely.
accounting job.
Yeah. Like it's pretty accessible to everyone, right? Like Padma said, like Rajanji said, it's pretty accessible. So we're really confident by the New Year's, you will be transitioning to accounting, hopefully.
And
Let's
I live in
yes.
Melbourne. Is class online or offline?
For Melbourne, it's online.
It's online.
Yes.
And which days?
For the days, we will let you know via email once we have a fixed concrete date. We'll email you regarding the class start date and the curriculum.
And about time? What about time?
Yeah, regarding the scheduling as well. Scheduling, time, and everything, we'll email you soon.
Usually I do afternoon shift, so
Yeah,
if class goes
probably
on,
my plan is if we are doing crash course, that means we're going to provide like a lot of information in one particular class. So I want everybody to come as fresh as they can. So probably we are planning to organize it on the morning session. So yeah, we'll let you know though.
okay, thank you.
All right. I see we have like one participant. Her display name is iPhone. Would you mind telling us your name?
Yeah, sorry, it's Mithila.
Oh, hi, Mithila. All right.
Hi.
Could you tell us a little bit about your background as well? I mean, you did say that you wanted to transition to accounting.
Yeah.
Your husband was in carpentry. You don't really have any prior experience, right, at the moment? Or have you been applying for jobs? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, not as an accountant. However, I've been applying like since 2 weeks now. And I have also done like 2 or 3 interviews, however, because I don't have any experience, so it's very hard hard to get the job.
Oh, okay. How has the interview experience been? Like, what do you think? Is it difficult? Can you tell us a little bit about your experience as well?
It all
Where are you
depends.
from, Mithila? Originally from
I'm in
Nepal?
Perth at the moment,
Oh, okay.
Western
You're from
Australia.
Nepal.
Yeah.
You're from Nepal originally?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you like compare the experience when it comes to HR in Nepal versus here in Australia?
It's different because it's more. I don't know how to say, but it's different. It's all
More
based on experience, I guess. Here in Australia,
okay.
even with the job, most of the companies are looking for experience rather than having like better quality education. Even like if you have either 4 years experience and you're doing diploma, or if you have like master's degree, however you don't have experience, or maybe 1 or 2 years, still the recruiter will go for the person having more experience. So that's what I found in Australia than Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think either Rajanji or Padma either can answer. Like, can you talk to us a little bit about how the interview process goes for accounting specifically? What are some of the things that HR people kind of look for when they're recruiting the candidates and things like that?
Okay, so as I know, I will just cover up a little bit part because interview process is like they will not throw you a lot of technical questions regardless. If you just need the skills. Once they know you do have a particular skill, so once you finish the training, you can highlight all those skills that we learned from here into your resume. The moment they will see those skills in your resume, then definitely you'll get the callbacks. Then how it goes, it's up to you how you handle that calls, how you show that how confident you are. They can pick up in one click either you do have certain skills or not, because that's the HR people. That's what they do. So whenever they look into the persons for the entry level, they don't want you to have a lot of years of experience, because junior level they're going to start from the basics, and every single company does have a different rules. It's not like, okay, you do accounts payable in one particular company and then you jump into the another and then they will just let you do that. Yeah, and by yourself, they will not definitely let you do by yourself. You will be under training. They will supervise you because they do have a whole different process. So they want somebody who does have skills, who does have an idea, but then who is not like a pro. So you're good to go. Once you've done the sort of training, you will say that you do have particular skills, and then you're going to put that thing on the resume. You will get calls. That's the plan. And then once you jump into the interview, they will throw you some behavioral questions plus some sort of technical question as well. How you answer those questions, it's not like, okay, tell me about the balance sheet equation sort of question will not be definitely there. They will just give you the scenario, and then how you talk, how you answer that question, how you tackle that question will define you what sort of person you are. And about the interview process, I think Rajanji can explain a bit better than me because he is an HR.
Okay. So regarding the interview, okay, this is something that I want to tell to every entry level person. You don't have to be perfect. Okay. And remember that a person who is interviewing you also want you to be successful. If you're applying for entry level job, and someone is interviewing you for entry level position, then they know that they have to train you. Just make sure that you have a basic knowledge of the role that you're going to, and a second can-do attitude. If you can't do anything, then just tell them that you're happy and willing to learn. If you show these 3 things, then you will be in a list of getting hired. And as I said, in entry level position, everyone knows that you need to be trained, and they will have a training plan before they hire the candidate. So I don't think you need to be too much worrying about not getting in because you don't have experience, but at least have some basic level of knowledge, because I have seen people coming to job interview without even understanding the role that they have applied. but like at least when you go for interview, prepare for it so that like you can learn if you don't know anything. Then like if you have that eagerness while you give the interview, then like yep, there is a high chance that like you'll be hired.
So Rajanji, to follow up this question, how important is it to be a cultural fit in the industry in Australia as opposed to just having software knowledge or technical knowledge?
Cultural fit is very important, and like okay, firstly, like if you are just a new immigrant who is in Australia, then definitely it will take a little bit time to adjust to this new culture. Like if you have noticed in Australia, then like most of the people are casual here. They really don't like even if you have been into the interviews, in most of the cases like they try to make it informal. So like if you are not new and like you have been here for a few months, like I don't think like getting into Australian culture would be that hard. Like especially working with the Australian people are like people who have been in Australia for a while. They're quite easygoing. It's not that hard to fit in the culture. But like if you are very new, then it might be a little bit hard at the beginning. But like you can easily get into the Australian culture and like merge yourself.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, the last question is about the job availability and the state of the accounting jobs and entry-level roles state-wise throughout Australia, as opposed to Sydney, Melbourne, and things like that.
Hey, so as I see, if you are in regional area, a little bit harder because they probably have a small business, and then most of the small businesses they don't have accountant. That means you need to be more focused on getting the job in a public accounting firm. That probably you can apply through LinkedIn or something, or maybe you can just go and visit them and then talk about it. That's the main thing in regional areas. But if you live in the metro, like Metro Sydney areas, if you don't mind to drive 1.5 hour maximum. Also, if you live in Brisbane, if you live in the Melbourne metro, you can just cover up the metro area job, and also Perth. So that is the easiest place to get the job in probably HR and then the accounting as well. And then you can also go for like accounting and then the HR shared job as well. Pretty much. It's easy. Not that hard, as I say, but you have to try harder to apply for a job. If you just get like 1 or 2 rejection, you can't just stay home. Okay, I got rejected. That's it. If you do have that mindset, you will not. But then if you try it like a lot, then definitely you'll get a job, even in regional areas.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
will
not
definitely
nothing.
help as well.
Yeah, will definitely help. It's not about the particular, location wise. If you're talking about there are a lot of vacancies in Sydney, there are a lot of people in Sydney as well. Similar way, there is a lot of job, lot of people, a lot of competitions, and then maybe in regional areas, like few jobs, fewer people. So it's like less competition as well. So it all depends on you. You have to try harder, and then you will definitely get in there one day, sooner or
Mhm.
later.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the questions that we used to get about the accounting course. Vivek, Mithila, any follow-ups from you guys or anything like that?
So Manny is asking, do you provide internship? Hi, Manny.
I think Manny is not here,
Left?
but
Okay,
yeah.
probably left. Yeah, maybe. Okay, yep, he left. Okay.
So internship.
Internship, you don't have to do the internship. That's why you are doing job ready program. So even in internship, you will learn the same thing that we're teaching in our job ready program. The main purpose of our job ready program is you don't have to go there. It's spend your 3 month unpaid. You have to do like 38 hours per week, maybe even in internship, and then you will definitely not get paid. Also, you will not going to get all the knowledge that you're supposed to, because every single company internship is like, okay, 3 month, maybe 3 month project or something. They will not definitely give you a lot of information about their company because everybody has a privacy and some sort of rules. If you go get the finance internship, you will be limited to some information that is available for everybody. Definitely will not be able to do all those payroll sort of things, all those, privacy things. So probably this is better than the internship, as I know. I am not sure about the SR part though. For finance, I would recommend to join this rather than joining the internship.
Same with HR as well. Like HR deals with the like a highest amount of confidential information. There's no way that like a company is going to give you all those confidential information while you're working as an intern, because you'll be there only for like 3 months max, right? And like they don't want to hand out their confidential information to someone who's going to leave in 3 months, and especially when you are not even a paid employee. So I don't think there's any value in going internship rather than like not choosing our course, because like our course will make you capable to get into the job, but like the internship thing is not going to make you fully capable with all the systems as well as the knowledge that you need to get into the job. So definitely like internship, rather than choosing internship, I would recommend you to get into this crash course and get knowledge regarding the HR.
Yeah. And one other question that I used to get was like, do we provide certifications after the course completion? So we do provide certifications for the training. Once you complete the training as per your request, if you require it, we can give the certifications as well. Yeah, these are pretty much the frequently asked questions that we used to get. So if there are no follow-up questions from Vivek or Mithila or any other participants, then I guess, yeah, we've pretty much covered all of the basics of the program. We've covered all of the basics of the course and the training. And we have linked our social media in our chat as well for 𝗥𝗏𝗃, as well as our number and email of 𝗥𝗏𝗃 in the chat. So we will be following up with this recorded video as well to all the participants. And we will also follow up regarding our curriculum, schedule, the training timing, fee, and all these things in the email as well. So yeah, it's been an hour. And if there are no further questions, I think it's good for us to just wrap up now. All right, so that's pretty much it from my side. If anybody else has anything else to add on, welcome to do so. But I just wanted to say quickly, thank you everyone for taking the time to sit in for the event today. Very much appreciated. We hope all of the information was useful to you. It is beneficial to you. You got some sort of, knowledge out of this session. And yeah, we hope to see you be enrolled soon and have you onboarded soon with 𝗥𝗏𝗃. All right, thank you. Anybody else want to add anything? No? All right then. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a great day. We'll follow up with email with everyone soon. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. I'll be ending the session now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.